Well, it looked like it was going to be a blue screen of death day for chip stocks, and it was kind of negative for a couple of them. But if you want to find out how I managed to beat the indexes today, the TSX, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, stick around and I'll show you what I did and what contributed to my positive overall outcome today. Hey everybody, it's Monday, December 29th, 2025, and today I made two trades. Um, didn't do too much. Just kind of took in the Santa Claus rally, which kind of stumbled today. But despite that, I ended the day on a positive note. And here's what I did. I started the day by reducing the amount I was willing to pay to buy back the covered call that I sold for my shares of Google. Uh, it's a $330 call for Google. Um, I reduced that to a penny, and because the value of it dropped today, and I didn't want to get stuck with it at paying a higher price than I had to, so I didn't. Didn't get what I was looking for, but that's okay because it's going to expire worthless, and I'll keep the $40 that I sold it for. That's what it's looking like it's going to be. The other thing I did was I bought two calls for they're almost leaps. They're calls for Bitfarms, which is a company that does data centers and Bitcoin mining. And yeah, that expires in January or sorry, December 2026. Almost a leap, like I say, but I made a mistake there. I bought the Canadian uh, leap instead of the American one, which may come back to bite me because my experience is that Canadian options tend to have lower liquidity, lower volumes, and sometimes you just don't get the same kind of price action that you do with the American options. So I hope I'm not going to regret that. I might reconsider and sell those and buy the American ones later. But um, anyways, that's what I did. They're $2.50 calls that expire in December 2026. Bought a pair of them. Paid $1.90, and I overpaid. Another mistake, but I only overpaid by 30 cents. So it could have been worse. And that's what I did. Ended the day a little down, or sorry, up, up, while the indexes ended down. So I beat the indexes today. And I'll go into why that happened, or the holdings that I have that actually contributed to me gaining. But at the end of the day, I finished off at $177,659, which is up $467, which is about, you might as well say, 1/4% higher than I started the day with. While the TSX, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all ended lower today by a bit. So I did okay. The things that added to my portfolio today were the $150 call I have for Reddit. That's a leap that expires in January 2027. The pair of leaps that I have that are $22 calls for Intel. Those added some money. AST Space Mobile recontributed some of the money that I lost on Friday. And my leaps for D-Wave Quantum added a bit, as did my shares of HMAX, the ETF that invests in the Canadian banks and insurance companies. So that was good. The things that took away from my portfolio and kept it, like put a drag on it, were the leaps that I have for NVIDIA. I have a couple of leaps. I have a one that expires in January 2028 for $170 call. That took away a bit of money. The January 2026 call, or 2027 call I have, that is a $160 call. that one took some money away as well for Nvidia. Um, the pair of leaps that I have for Netflix is $100 call, expiring in June 2028. Sorry, that took some money off of the table. As did the pair of leaps that I have for Sana Biotechnology. The shares I have of Google dropped some value, and so did the leap that I have expiring in 2028 for Rocket Lab. That's a $50 call for Rocket Lab. That lost a little bit of money today. And like I say, at the end of the day, I ended up $467 to finish off at $177,659. Not bad for only doing two things. Mostly waiting, mostly not doing anything. That seems to be the key. And yeah, that's what happened. Anyways, thanks for watching. Follow my journey. Up to almost 570 followers or subscribers on this channel. That's awesome. More than I expected, to be honest. As a disabled guy, just sharing my portfolio updates. Um, it's done better than I expected, and just grateful to everybody who's taken the time to watch my journey. It's not the most exciting subject, but it's kind of, it's something to see someone who's earning, well, not earning, but getting $1,300 a month grow a portfolio to close to $200,000, $177,000. Um, and I think if I can do it, other people can too. So I'm hopefully, showing a blueprint of what not to do, and what has worked for me, and maybe inspire some other people to try and take the reins and grow their own registered disability savings plans. Anyways, that's the whole point of this channel, is to help other people learn from my mistakes and successes, and take the ball and run with it. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy on the internet sharing what I'm doing. But just want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching my progress. And like my shirt, this is the blue screen of death. It looked like earlier on that's what we were going to have today on the markets, but it ended up being positive for me. So, even though the chip stocks were kind of hit today, it ended up being a positive one for me. Hopefully it was for you as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will talk to you again tomorrow.